Well, welcome to our program, Coach to Coach. Today's guest is Janine Rustin. Janine is one of my peers from Jamie Smart's Thriving Coaches Blueprint course and runs her own coaching practice called Full Throttle Transformation. Thank you for joining us today, Janine. So nice to see you.
Thank you for having me, Greg. This has been a complete pleasure.
Yeah, my pleasure. So the way I like to start these off is first asking what sparked your interest in coaching?
I didn't even know I wanted to be a coach until lockdown. In March 2020, I've always had this kind of urge to help people, and I didn't really understand. It was in me, but I didn't understand how I could help people. So I went through many careers, many jobs. One was a personal assistant. Don't know why I thought that would ever be really helping someone. I used to teach people, young people with learning difficulties. That was really rewarding. And then I became a driving instructor, where I do get a lot of satisfaction in that. But it wasn't until lockdown I just felt, okay, I can't work. I don't want to waste this time. I want to personal development. So I had to look through some courses, etc. And then Groupon, it had a £7 NLP course. It's a similar story to Helen's because we were both on the same course.
Right. Yeah.
That's where we met. Helen Makepeace, another lovely coach. So I delved into that, and then it came up with this amazing video selling the ultimate coaching program. And I had a look at this video, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. It was like the 3 principles, the meanings, and it was only like, I think it was about half an hour video, and it blew me away. It was like ding, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'd studied on this course. It was a 6-month course, and I think I did it in 4 months. I was so excited.
Yeah.
And from then on, I haven't left it alone. I've kind of, as you know, I did the Thriving Blueprint program with Jamie Smart, where I met you.
Yeah.
And I've done a few other courses, and I've just been growing as a coach. And now I have my own practice, and I love it. I love seeing the results and how just a simple conversation can impact someone.
Yeah, brilliant. So tell us a little more about your business and how you're working and who you're helping.
Okay, so the way I work, it's just we have a free initial session to make sure we both connect, and they range from people like single mums who are having a hard time, retired people who are looking for that ultimate passion in their life, so they have a purpose. Young teenagers I've coached who have anxiety and stress, whether it be about exams or the way they look. Business leaders who aren't getting the results that they've been hoping for. Men who don't understand women.
That's all men, isn't it?
I think I need to catch my husband, actually. No, but yeah, they might be suffering in a relationship or getting stressed through business, past traumas, health paranoia, mums coping with teenagers. I haven't got a niche. I know a lot of people say you need a niche, you need to have one category, but I want to help as many people as I can. So if someone reaches out to me, we'll have that conversation, and then if we connect, then we can then discuss different levels of programs. So it could be a 3 month, 6 month, a year.
Right. Yeah, I get confused by the whole niche thing too. Like I don't know, I get bored easily, so I like to jump around and do different things. And I mean, if the niche is helpful, if you land on this particular group of people that you just love working with, and that's all you want to do. But I don't think we should limit ourselves, like you said. Like, I mean, this style of coaching or this understanding is universal, so you can help pretty much anybody with anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, that's it. I just want to help as many people as I can. And, some people you just have that connection with where, it's amazing. And that when they have an insight, it's just that lovely kind of calm feeling they get. I love that. And it's just amazing. And when people come back to me saying, like, I recently had a coaching session where it's actually a neighbor of mine, and she never had a good relationship with her mum, and there was various problems there. And I get this text a few days later saying, Janine, I've just sent my mum some flowers online, which I've never done before, and she's so happy. And it just felt so amazing that. And she said, thank you for your wisdom. And I said to her, it's not my wisdom, it's yours.
Yeah.
So yeah, things like that are just amazing.
Yeah, that is amazing.
Yeah. So
well, that story affects me because I lost my mom in February 2020.
Oh, sorry.
And so when you hear a story about people mending that relationship, it's like makes me very happy to hear that that's happened. So that's a great story.
I'm so sorry, Greg.
No, that's okay. She my parents were retired Salvation Army ministers, so
okay.
If there's one person in this world that I know 100% deserves to be in heaven, it's my mom. So she's happy to be where she is. I'm sure it's one of those funny things in our family where we're all devastated with her passing, but at the same time, knowing particularly her faith in things, and so it was kind of it's funny because in the Salvation Army, they have this saying called "promoted to glory" when somebody passes away. So it's not like a somber, sad time. It's like you've lived your whole life to get to the end to be promoted to glory, to go to heaven. So it's kind of a nice spin on it.
Yeah. Oh, bless. Yes, she'll be looking down on you, being very proud.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because as I've gotten a deeper grounding in the principles and things, of course, it changes your perception of the whole world, right? And one of the things that changed, like I used to, like my mom, I mean, part of why she was so successful as a minister was she had like this instant connection with people. Like if she walked into a crowded room and there was somebody in that room who was depressed or suicidal or needed help, somehow that like a magnet, they were drawn to her. Like people would just come and talk to her and like spill their whole life story out. And I used to think it was weird and like, awkward. And now I realize when I look back that it was, it was just her. She had this connection and people would just kind of be drawn to her, and how beautiful that is. So anyway, it's
what a special lady.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, bless. Oh.
So, thank you. I mean, I always love talking about her. So is there any other examples you could share with us of either yourself or a client, how coaching has helped? One of the things I'm trying to do with this series is just show people how different ways that this is applicable to their lives. So those are always great.
Okay. One thing that springs to mind is like obviously the three principles like I do, and I was coaching a young girl, and she wanted an urgent kind of spot call, which I offer. So I said, yeah, I'm free. Give me half an hour. Jumped on a call, and she said, oh, I had the most awful night last night. And I said, why? She said, well, we had been talking previously about her family relationship with her cousin and her sister, who were very, very close to each other, which she wants to be part of. Now, she went to a party. She told me about this party she went to. And when she got there, she had in her mind, they're not going to talk to me. oh, I remember they said this and they said that and da da da. She had all this judgment in her head. And so she turned up with this judgment in her head, and it showed. It showed. She was a bit off. She was a bit, and the sister and the cousin couldn't understand, what's wrong. We just got here. Meanwhile, this young girl, she took herself out the picture. So she saw that they were chatting. She went over, and I think they said hello quite nicely, and then they started talking about something else. So she just left that group and went off and sat on her own and really upset. So she said, yeah, they didn't include me. They didn't. And I said to her, what do you think happened? She said, I don't know. They didn't want to talk to me. They obviously don't like me. They don't want to know me. I said, what if you turned up with none of those thoughts in your head? Because obviously we discussed what she was thinking.
Yeah.
Just turned up, you showed up, and you were friendly, and you didn't have this judgment. What would have happened? So she said, well, they probably would have wanted to talk to me, and I could have maybe danced with them and had a good night. I said, you kind of ruined your own evening.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh my God, I did, Since that, she's had similar nights out, and she said, my own thinking ruined her evening, and she said, I'll never let that happen again.
Yeah.
So, family, we all have, I think, times when we're upset with, oh, they said this, they did that, but we still love them.
Yeah.
So if we just turn up and not have that judgment, it's so important.
Yeah.
I love that. I love dropping judgment. It's just,
it's so true.
Yeah.
So true. Yeah. It's a great reminder of how our own thinking kind of controls our destiny, right? Like it's
absolutely,
you thought you were going to have a miserable night. Well, guess what? It was miserable.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Congratulations.
That's it.
And it didn't have to be that way.
It didn't. No, not at all.
No,
yeah.
That's great. Well, that's a great reminder of, and this is what excites me about coaching and the principles is think about the difference just that one little experience is going to make in that young lady's life, because she has so many years ahead of her to apply that learning, right?
Yeah. She's only 22, and to have that kind of the strength and the wanting to kind of change herself, knowing that she does suffer from anxiety and anxiousness, and then doing something about it and reaching out. She has changed so much from this anxious young lady with so much worry. She used to talk 10 to a dozen.
Yeah.
And now her mind is clear and calm. And when she catches herself kind of getting out of her, getting busy thinking, she catches herself now and knows that she can change it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that's lovely. Yeah.
Well, that's one thing that I've learned recently is to, I think at the beginning I had this thinking about you should never get out of it. Like you should never find yourself thinking the wrong way, but that's not really the way reality is. Like you're going to find yourself, the trick is to recognize it sooner and fall out of it sooner. Like it's not you're never going to avoid it 100%. It's just about getting out of it and recognizing it sooner each time it happens. Yeah.
Definitely just catching yourself, like I've done it so many times. We've all got this this disease of being a human being kind of thing, not disease, but we're all human. So, I've had a bit of a health scare recently, and it's not over yet, but the old me before the 3 principles would have probably moped about and worried and moaned and worried. But what's the point of worrying? I don't know what it is. It may be nothing. So why waste a bank holiday weekend and worry? Live life as long as you can. And I'll worry when there's something to worry about. Yeah,
exactly. And it doesn't mean you're not taking it seriously. You're just not allowing it to control you. So
exactly. Yeah. Maybe nothing. So I'll just wait and see what happens.
Yeah. Well, sorry to hear that you're going through that.
Oh,
You're in a
fine.
good place
It's
anyway.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
If there's one thing you would want people to know, what would that be?
That thoughts are temporary. They're like clouds. They come in and they go. So my advice would be ignore the crap you're thinking. Ignore the thoughts that are negative that you don't really need. So whether it's a judgment, an expectation, or oh, she's annoying me, or I don't like her, just ignore it because you'll be a better person for that.
It's great advice.
Yeah.
Can you, I love the name, maybe because I have a motorcycle, I think of Full Throttle.
Yeah.
It brings an image to mind, but I'd love to know the backstory of how you came up with your name.
Well, I did another course. I just love courses. And because I'm a driving instructor and because I absolutely love cars, I love sports cars, I love nice cars. I kind of did this a program called the Full Throttle transformation, and it was all about checking under your bonnet, you know, listening to your revs, and I kind of adapted the coaching to how to look after a car.
Right.
So checking your mirrors, looking maybe back in the past briefly, but not a lot. Doing a cockpit drill, you know, sick of feeling stressed, and so I kind of had that theme. So I loved it so much. I kind of call my group that and my page because it's different.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm being a driving instructor as well, which I'm kind of doing that less and less now, doing more coaching.
Right.
Yeah, it just kind of fits.
So if people want to learn more about you or get in touch with you, what's the best way for them to find you?
I am having a website built. It's not ready yet, but so however, for now, you can catch me on WhatsApp. My number's 075 95 679 628, or I have a page or a group called the Full Throttle Transformation. Anyone is welcome. We'd love to have them in my community and share their thoughts and feelings.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time today. I've really enjoyed our conversation.
Oh, me too. Thank you so much for asking me. It's a massive honor for me. So thank you.
Thank you.